Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Metro Last Light Redux for the PS4. Metro Last Light is a first-person shooter developed by 4A Games. The game is based on the Metro 2033 novel by Dmitry Glukhovsky. The story takes place in post-apocalyptic Russia and continues the journey of Artyom through the post-apocalyptic metro stations following the conclusion of the previous installment of the game. The world is contaminated by radiation and the surface is uninhabitable and full of mutated creatures. Metro Last Light takes place in 2034, 1 year after the events of the previous game. With the Dark Ones apparently wiped out and the subsequent discovery of the D6 military facility, the Rangers, a peacekeeping force, occupy the facility, but the other factions hope to seize the bunker and its contents. Meanwhile, a single Dark One survived the conclusion of the first game, and your first mission is to kill the Dark One with the aid of a sniper. The mission goes belly up and you get captured, and from there you go on a long journey through various stations confronting dark forces, communists, Nazis and weaponized viruses that cause devastating epidemics in some of the stations. So what is the game like to play? Well, Last Light does a few things differently to its predecessor. The game areas feel a lot larger in general and there are more varied routes through the levels. Some of the environments are destructible and the weapons available feel a bit more varied and interesting than before. The game features moral choices that will affect your karma, and your karma rating will affect how the game ends. As with the previous installment, Last Light has a thick and rich atmosphere. The metro stations, the dark tunnels, the irradiated surface, they're all dripping with small details and a deep sense of foreboding. The voice acting is excellent as before, and it's one of those games where you really lose yourself in the game world. As before, Artyom can carry 3 weapons and the variety this time feels a little bit better. You can customize your firearms with attachments. If you want silencers or special scopes, you can have them. You've also got grenades, throwing knives and other ranged weapons. You have a gas mask, you also have a rechargeable battery, and you'll need to find filters for the gas mask and recharge your battery so you have a light in the darker areas. The enemies are as varied as before, with mutated creatures on the surface, and in the dark tunnels you've got the communist Reds, the Nazis and all other kinds of weird things to deal with. Overall, Metro Last Light is a strong continuation of the Metro series. It retains the rich atmosphere, the interesting story and the challenging gameplay. It doesn't really feel like a new game though, more like an expansion that takes the core gameplay and just adds more levels, missions and items to make Last Light feel fresh. Graphically, the game, it's pretty much identical to Metro 2033, it's got that very dark feel, very moody lighting, very atmospheric, rich, lots of small details, lots of little details in the stations with the people, you go wandering around stations where the people are living, you really get a sense of what that life would be like. They captured it very well. The music is amazing, it's really beautifully scored, the voice acting's good, the sound effects are excellent. I can't fault this game in an audio sense. It's as high a level as the first game, and the audio, the ambience, it really immerses you, especially when you're wearing headphones. You really feel like you're there. Okay, so what's good and what's bad? What's good? The game is very atmospheric. The game world is believable and it's full of small details that bring the game to life. The enemies are varied and challenging. The musical soundtrack is terrific. The new weapons also are great, and it's just got a little bit of an improvement to the previous game. What's bad? The story, although solid, doesn't reach the high standards of Metro 2033. And the game, it's again very dark and it can get a little bit repetitive in terms of the environments. Okay, so what's the verdict? Metro Last Light Redux is a good follow-up to Metro 2033. It feels more like an expansion than a completely new game, with the story continuing from where things left off. It's a dark, moody and challenging game with great atmosphere, believable characters and a realistic world. I'd recommend it. If you enjoyed the first game, you'll definitely enjoy this. If you never played the first one, maybe start there. If you enjoy that, carry on to this, because it's one of the most atmospheric games I've played. So my score for Metro Last Light Redux is 8 out of 10. It's a decent sequel to an excellent game, but perhaps on the story front it doesn't quite have the same impact. But still very, very good. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer, signing off. Thank you.